The History and Evolution of Nursing by Brianna Chajak. Imagine this. It's the 1850s. You're lying freezing in the battlefield in the middle of the Crimson War. You're weak, you're bleeding, and you're surrounded by chaos. Then you see a dim light. A woman with a lantern appears. She kneels beside you, checks your pulse, washes your wounds, and makes you feel like everything might actually be okay. That woman in question was Florence Nightingale. She didn't just help the wounded, she refined what it meant to care for others. In fact, she laid the foundation of the entire nursing profession. Now we flash forward today. We see nurses leading hospitals, running clinics, and even writing healthcare policies. They're not just assistants to doctors anymore. They're educators, researchers, and primary caregivers. Nursing has come such a long way in the early beginnings, and understanding that journey helps us to see why nurses are one of the most trusted professionals in the world. Year after year, according to the Gallup polls. Excuse me. Whether you've been cared for a nurse, or you're like me, training to become one, knowing the roots of this profession gives us a new look and a new perspective and respect for it. So today, I want to teach you how nursing has evolved. First, we'll look at how it started. Then we'll see how nursing became a true profession, and finally, we'll talk about what nursing looks like today and where it's going. So let's go back to the very beginning. In ancient civilizations, there was no such thing as a nurse, like we know it today. Healing was usually done by family members or spiritual leaders. Especially in the ancient Egypt, the medical texts such as Ebers mention treatments and caregivers, but they are often part of the religious class. In India, early teachings of Hinduism referred to nursing as a sacred duty. And in China, traditional healers worked closely with family caregivers, but none of these roles were professionalized yet. They were acts of services primarily done by women. During the Middle Ages in Europe, care was often given by monks and nuns. They were served in early hospitals and religious orders such as the night hospitallers provided by medical care to the soldiers and pilgrims. According to the National Library of Medicine, these religious caregivers laid the groundwork for some of our early hospitals. But again, this wasn't the nursing as we think of today. It was more of a spiritual duty than medical training. Things really changed in the Crimson War in the 1850s. This is where Florence Nightingale comes in. She was horrified by the conditions she saw. Wounded soldiers laying in filth with no clean water, no sanitation, and barely any help. She stepped in, recognized the barracks, hospitals, and focused on hygiene and dropped the death rate dramatically. According to the BBC, the mortality rate went from 42% to only 2% under her watch. That is the power of nursing. But Nightingale didn't stop there. In the 1860s, she founded the Professional Nursing School at St. Thomas Hospital in London. Her training emphasizes cleanliness, structure, discipline, and record keeping. Nurses weren't just caregivers, they were scientists and professionals. Her book, Note of Nursing, became the gold standard care for nursing and is still referenced today. That was the spark that lit the fire for nursing as a career. From there, nurses slowly began to gain respect. In the U.S., figures such as Clara Barton, who founded the American Red Cross, and Mary Mahoney, the first African-American licensed nurse, helped pave the way for more inclusive and organization nursing workforce. Barton, known as the Angel in the Battlefield, brought emergency care to wounded soldiers during the Civil War, much like Nightingale did in Europe. Mahoney proved that Black women could not only enter the nursing field, but excel in it, despite extreme racial discrimination. By the early 1900s, nursing educations moved from hospitals into universities. Programs became more standardized. According to the National League of Nursing, by the 1920s, organizations were pushing for nationwide licensure, better training, and ethical standards. Nurses were no longer learning by watching. They were taking formal classes such as anatomy and physiology, pharmacology, and even leadership. Groups like the American Nurses Association, which formed in 1896, began advocating for nurses' rights, better pay, and a voice in healthcare policy. During the World Wars, nurses played a massive role, not just in fields or hospitals, but in planning and coordinating care. And after the wars, the GI Bill helped thousands of women and men pursuing nursing degrees, fueling growth fueling growth in the profession. As time went on, nurses became more diverse. Male nurses, once was extremely rare, started joining in larger numbers, especially after military service. According to an article from the American Journal of Nursing, hospital and nursing schools slowly started to open doors for more equitable representation in the profession. So what does nursing look like today? Well, it's everywhere. Nurses just don't work under doctors anymore. They lead departments, manage hospitals, and run research trials. You find them in schools, nursing homes, prisons, and even disaster zones. Nurses give shots and start IVs, but they also teach classes and do public health outreach and provide mental health support. The World Organization, called 2020 the Year of Nurses, highlight just how central nursing is to the global healthcare, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. Let's talk about advanced practice nursing. Nurse practitioners and nurse anesthesiologists and nurse midwives have master's or even doctorate's degrees. According to the American Association of Nurse Practitioners, NPs can diagnose illnesses, prescribe medications, and even open their own practices in many states. This highly skilled role was only meant to be filled by physicians or doctors. Nursing is also adapting to modern changes. With aging population and global health threats, the demand in nursing is exploding. The Bureau of Labor Statistics projects that more than 200,000 new nursing positions will open up every year over the next decade. Technology is changing things too. Telehealth, electronic records, and even AI are part of nurses' daily workflow. So let's bring it all back. We started nursing as home caregivers or religious duty. Then we saw how Florence Nightingale and others helped turn it into a respected science-based profession. And now we're in a time where nurses are innovators, educators, and leaders in global healthcare. The history of nursing is powerful. It's about growth. It's breaking stereotypes. And most importantly, it's all about care and love. Real human care. In this world, we need it more than ever. As healthcare continues to evolve, one thing stays the same. Nurses are the heart of it all. They are the backbone. They show up, they step up, they care when no one else will. And when we understand where nursing came from, we gain a new appreciation to where it's headed. The love you get from a nurse, especially in a time of need, is like no other. Thank you.